Greetings, brothers and sisters. So today we're going to be talking about gray hairs and balding. That is what we're going to be talking about today. All right. So I'm going to start by, hold on. I'm going to start by reading something to you. What I'm about to read is from Professor Arnold Ehretz. Okay. And then we're going to go straight into it from there. How do you pronounce that word? Sagacious. Yeah. I wish, this is quote, this is from Professor Arnold Ehretz. Let me see. Yeah. All right, cool. So this is from page 61 from the book by Professor Arnold Ehretz. The chapter called Preservation of Hair. Okay. Now it says, I wish a sagacious chemist, I hope I said it right, sagacious chemist would discover the presence of sulfuric acid in gray hair, for then fading of the, sorry, let me start again. I wish a sagacious chemist would discover the presence of sulfuric acid in gray hair, for the fading of the gray hair, which is also shown because of the discoloring. After all, it is a known fact that sulfuric acid or sulfuric dioxide bleaches organic substances. It seems certain to me, not only theoretically, but also on the basis of the very conclusive experiments on my own body, that the principal cause of baldness is of internal nature. If then the hair acts as an odor regulator of the body, almost like a chimney through which the odors are filtered, and all that is being discharged is stinking gases, very probably intermingling with sulfuric dioxide, instead of natural fragrant odors, we must not be surprised when the hair and its roots suffocate, become pale, die, and fall out. I am confident to have recognized that the cause for baldness and to have shown the true way for its cure. About 10 years ago, when I was inflicted with the chronic inflammation of the kidneys and suffered from nervous tension, my hair turned very gray and started falling out. However, as soon as I had been cured from this serious disease by dietetic treatments, the streaks of gray disappeared and my hair grew remarkably thick and healthy. Okay? So he said that word that I mispronounced is called dietic, basically saying that he cured himself using a certain diet, and then he was cured of his gray hairs disappeared. That's what he said. Sorry about my reading in the beginning. The file that I'm reading is off a PDF, and the words are very muddled up. But I think you understood what I was saying there, or what Professor Arnold Ehretz was saying there. He's basically saying that the things that we eat every day in our lives, most of the things that we eat every day in our lives, they contain a substance called sulfuric dioxide. And we already know that anything that has the word oxide in it, if any biochemists are listening, you would know that anything that has oxide at the end of it, you're referring to a rock. You know, you're referring to a chemical. So let's go and prove that now. Let's prove that with what Dr. Sebi has to say. This is what Dr. Sebi has to say. Now, what I'm going to do is share my screen. Okay. Boom. So this is where I was reading from, brothers and sisters. So if you can see that there and read it for yourself. Cool. So now, let's see. Here we are.
Iron is the food of the red blood cells, or else it would break down. This is why they break down into a sickle. This is why we are able to cure sickle cell anemia, because the doctors are looking for something else. They're going to bone marrow. They're trying to apply methods that never really help us. We found out that when the red blood cells are weak, they're susceptible not only to sickle cell anemia, leukemia, hypoglycemia, or dual anemia. You are susceptible to 40 different diseases, including cancer. So we need iron. We need iron fluorine.
Okay. So the oxide version of iron is the rock version of iron, which is what we don't need. Dr. Xavier said that numerous amount of times. Okay. So now that we got that put to the side, we know that Dr. Xavier has now said that anything with oxide at the end of it is a rock version. It's a chemical, right? All right. So now, because we have to show and prove what's going on. We have to show and prove what's going on. And there's so many different things that people are unaware of, you know, from all types of teachers. From all types of teachers. Okay. All right, so I'm going to share my screen now and show you the first piece of evidence. All right. Okay. So this is the first piece of evidence. All right. Look. It says here that how to avoid sulfide dioxide and and startling reasons why you should. So basically what this is saying, the Organic Authority, they're saying that most of everything that we use or that we consume contains sulfur dioxide. Okay? Now, the reason why a lot of people don't realize that this product is in our food is because it's tasteless. You know, it's oily. It's very it mixes well with water. Pickled foods, vegetable juices, soft drinks, grapes. It's in almost everything. But this is the most important part that I wanted to show you. Read this from here. Studies have not found sulfur dioxide to be a human carcinogen, though a study published in the journal Mutagenesis did find that sulfur dioxide could cause DNA damage and cancer in mice. So when they're saying that they found it in mice, they're basically admitting that it's in us. Do you get what I mean? And then below it says, it should be noted that in 1986, the FDA banned the use of sulfites, a larger group of food preservatives, which contains sulfur dioxide for use in fresh fruits and vegetables. The preservatives were often used in restaurants and food retailers to make fresh fruits and vegetables appear fresher for longer periods of time, but it was banned after it resulted in 13 asthmatic deaths, according to the New York Times. So why did they ban it? Why did they really ban it? You know? So let's get into the next evidence now. So a lot of people are saying, what's the difference between sulfuric acid, yeah, and what's the difference between sulfuric acid? It's both the same thing. They're trying to trick us. Sulfuric acid is spelled that way, and you can also spell it that way as well. You can spell it in two different ways, but it's the same thing. All right, so let's go further ahead. So this acid is also used to what? What is it used for? To make meat stay looking red. That's what it does. It preserves the meat from dying. Do you feel what I'm saying to you? What else does it do? It also bleaches. Sulfuric dioxide is a bleach. It's a well-known bleach. All right, let's go into the next one. What is the definition? A binary compound of sulfur with another element or group. So this is a chemical. This is what they're admitting. This is a chemical. Let's go even deeper now. So they say here that sulfur occurs naturally in foods, which is true. I agree. However, it is not natural sulfur. Do you understand, my brothers and sisters? But the main thing that this product does, remember, these are all foods that contain sulfites. Can you imagine that? Your honey, your frozen stuff, your wines, your molasses, your dried fruit, you know, your mushrooms, they say, you know, the grapes, the coconuts, like all these things. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. It's crazy. So all the evidence is here. You can go and check it for yourself, you know, check it out. And then I wanted to show you this. Amoeba. This is a single-celled animal that catches food and moves about, extending finger-like projections of protoplasm. So this is a cell that eats. Remember, we are all made from cells. Cells make up the lung. Cells make up the brain. Cells make up the heart. So we are all made from cells. And look at this. An amoeba is a single-celled animal. So this is an animal that has one cell. So the cell is the animal itself. Can you see how amazing that is? So if we can see here that there's a single-celled animal that eats, you have to understand that each one of our cells also eat a food. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Now, let's go deeper now. It says here, this man here, look at this. Where did the gray go? He was fascinated. He didn't know where his gray hairs went. So now he's trying to figure out how did the gray hairs go. So he said here that he said now there are just a few hints of gray hairs to be seen. I am certain that the organic sulfur is the reason. Ah, okay. Now that we've seen that word organic, let's now take you to what Dr. Sebi has to say about unnatural sulfides and then natural sulfides.
And what is gluten? Gluten is starch. Starch again is carbonic acid. Gluten clogs the system. It rots in the system. It weighs the system down. Gluten robs you of your iron and delivers, yes, sulfide. Gluten will deliver sulfide in your body.
And so that's the ground for a lot of the cancer.
It delivers sulfide, which causes cancer.
I'm sorry. Okay, so you said sulfides.
Sulfide. Sulfide rob you of iron. It rob you of oxygen. SUNFIDES.
You see? It robs you of your iron. It's poisoning you. Okay?
Sulfide.
Okay,
SUNFIDES. Sulfide.
Okay,
Sulfide are the residuals of the gluten, like lactic acid, the residual of milk. You see it now?
I see.
Sulfides are it is the result of the presence of gluten. Sulfide, which is bad. Sulfide rob you of oxygen.
Okay, so now we know that sulfides rob you of oxygen. Unnatural sulfides that are coming from unnatural products, chemicals, they will rob you of oxygen. Now let's go and find out what natural sulfides do for the body. Let's see what natural sulfur does for our bodies. This is Dr. Sebi explaining what natural sulfur will do for us and what it does for us. And these are found in water and natural foods.
Now we will take you to the tank from which the water is being directed, from where it is directed to this pool. So we take a journey. Well, I'm blocking all the water, but the water I'm blocking is not the river. It is hot water. The hot water spring is coming up. I built a dam around it. That's it. But that is the dam. See that? The water's coming 200 degrees Fahrenheit. spring. One of the most important springs on the planet. Without this, I don't know what we would do here. Very little we know about healing. We never been shown healing. I used to go to herbalists. Oh yeah, many herbalists. They didn't heal me. But I went to someone that understood the process. And the first thing he did was to introduce me to these waters. Geothermal springs are the most important spring in reference to water on the planet. This is it. These waters are essential in the healing process of this Usha village in Honduras. Why are they so important? Well, because water, again, is what we are made of 78%. Liquid, fluid. So if our bodies are 78% fluid, then our diet should be 78% fluid. People come here because of skin cancer, arthritis. They come here with cornicosis. They come here with muscular dystrophy. They come here with all manifestation of disease. And these waters are able to remove and to reverse the condition all by itself. How could a water have so much power or energy? Well, the pH of this water determines the strength and its efficacy. The pH of these waters are 9.6. Besides having such a high level of oxygen, we find that these waters has presently in it sulfur.
All right, so that's what I wanted him to say. It has sulfur in it, oxygen and sulfur. So let's see what sulfur does.
We use this water alone to create the environment of vaporizing around you. You inhale that vapor, but the vapor that you're inhaling is sulfur, phosphorus, and iron. Unlike saunas in a city, which has 200 chemicals and chlorine, this one has no carcinogens. Pure from the mountain to this faucet, and from this faucet to your lungs,
Your lungs.
and to your muscles.
So that's what it does. Sulfur addresses your lungs and your muscles. Okay? And if you consume unnatural sulfur, what will happen to you? All right, so we're gonna get into that now. So, we need to now, let me see if it was on. I'm gonna try and find out what page, because there's another page, page 58. Here we are. So here we go. Where is it? So I'm just trying to find it for you. All right, so All right. So here we go. This, with the exception, of course, seems to me correct insofar as I have come to conclude on the basis of many years of observation and experimentation that all diseases have fundamentally the same uniform causes. Disease is the result of a process of fermentation and decay of body substances or of food surpluses which have accumulated in the course of time, especially in the digestive organs, and which become a form of mucous matter. In other words, we are concerned here with the chemical decomposition, the decay of cellular albumin. As is well known, this process is accompanied by stench, while nature sees to it that all creation of new life is accompanied by an abundance of fragrance. Blossom, blossom time for trees and flowers. Man in perfect health should therefore give off a smell of fragrance of a lovely woman's hair. I therefore consider human hair as having extreme importance and useful functions. Hair not only serves to protect us and to keep us warm, but has a highly interesting and useful task of regulating the body odor of healthy and sick alike. A close observation of people will enable the more knowledgeable and the amateur with a keen nose to gain insight into a person's qualities and also help him draw conclusions as to the state of health or sickness of an individual. Before a doctor has sometimes recognized digestive troubles with the aid of microscopes and test tubes, a quack might have become aware of the internal process of decay, the sickness the sickness, with the simple help of hair diagnosis. Why? There are many people today who do nevertheless have constant bad breath and are wondering why their hair is falling out. With this observation, I have arrived at a vital point of my experiment and research. First, one more word about getting gray hair. It has been established that in hair which has become gray, that contents of air has increased, and I am of the opinion that this air consists probably of various kinds of gas, or at least intermingling with. So we've already read that. So we're coming up to where I began now. So I went to the top to read that other part to you because he's basically saying, right, that when we are eating unnatural foods, our body is decaying. Do you get what I'm saying to you, brothers and sisters? He's basically saying, right, that when we eat unnatural foods, when we eat pork, when we eat beef, when we eat donuts, when we eat all these foods that has probably 80% been sprayed with the sulfuric dioxide, when we eat these foods and it decays in us, not only are we fermenting and degenerating and dissolving and giving off a foul stench, because it's death, isn't it? Death is inside of us. So automatically we're dying because we are who we are, what we eat. You know, you are exactly what you're consuming. So what he's saying is that because of your disease and because the things that you're eating have this chemical in it as well, it's causing you to slowly degenerate and slowly expire like dead flesh. And when things are dying slowly, they become pale, they become limp, and then they die. Do you feel what I'm saying to you, brothers and sisters? So when you're consuming the foods that that I even used to eat back in the day, when you're consuming those foods and you're finding yourself going bald, and he also linked bad breath. If you have bad breath, 7 times out of 10, you have a problem with your hair. You're gonna have a problem with your hair because that bad breath is an indication that your hair, your stomach is fermenting. There's something inside of you that's dead, dying, going. And then that's gonna now transfer into your blood and go to the pores of your head and start killing the roots and start making the hair go white. We showed as well that sulfur is a bleach. I think we already showed, didn't we show that? We showed that sulfur dioxide is what they use to bleach things with. We've already, I believe I've showed that. Now, what does a bleach do? It makes things go white. It makes things go light. And we've seen here in many different areas that I've showed you in the beginning where, you know, they're using it in almost every food that we eat, especially the meat, to keep the meat red. That's what they use as well. Whether it's fish, your chicken, your lamb, your beef, that's what they use. You know, there's no such thing as coincidence. There's no such thing as coincidence. And there's people that are 15 years old with gray hairs. Remember, you are what you eat. So when your mom's feeding you in your stomach as a baby, you're getting it there as well. When you're born, you're getting it from the breast milk. When you come off the breast milk, you're still getting it. You grow up, you're still eating it. Even worse. So remember, the generations, my children, if I don't eat, I eat alkaline foods. If my children don't eat alkaline foods, and they give birth to children that don't eat alkaline foods, and they give birth to children that don't eat alkaline foods, gray hairs will be in children at age 1, born with gray hairs. Because the generation will be degenerating slowly, because with every child should come a stronger breed. With every child, there should become a stronger man, a stronger woman, better eyes, better legs, better bones, better lungs, better kidneys, better teeth, better everything. That is how life is. When you breed a pedigree with a pedigree, you're going to get a pedigree. You're going to get when a Ghanaian woman and a Ghanaian man come together, they're going to make an even stronger Ghanaian. When an African woman comes with an African man, they're going to make an even stronger African. When an Italian comes with an Italian and they create, do you get what I'm saying to you? They create better versions of themselves because birds of a feather flock together. I don't have no qualms with whoever in the world wants to be together and create people together. But what I'm trying to say to you is that when two things, okay, of equal, of equal everything, they create something that is greater than both of them. All right. So when we're not eating the foods that we're supposed to be eating, we are destroying ourselves through our children. The next generation, we made them that way due to what we did not give to ourselves. If you have diabetes and your child has diabetes, or if you have any disease and you find out that your child has that disease, do you really think that it wasn't you that gave it to your child? Why are you being ignorant? Why are you being ignorant for? It's because of the children are as healthy as their parents. That's just the facts. You don't have to fight the facts. You have to let it just hit you and take it in. You can choose to change, or you can choose not to change. But you are the reason why your children are sick. Not talking about when they're out here and they're playing and they're out. I'm talking about when a child is born and that child is sick because of you. Even if you're gonna say, oh, my grandma made me eat that food before I had a baby, great. But it's still you. And whoever made your grandma do it, whoever allowed your grandma to eat the food your grandma was eating, your grandma should also know that it was her fault too. And whoever, do you get what I mean? So it's up to you to get the information and make a change in your life. Forget about what happened in the past or who done it to you or who did you. We're always trying to look for someone to blame. Start with yourself. Start to change yourself. Now, we want solutions now. Now that we've come up to we now realize the cause of baldness. Let's take it back one more time. The cause of baldness is when you eat unnatural foods, you are putting unnatural sulfides or sulfuric acid into your body. The food and the chemicals are rotting and defecate and it's defecating. Yeah, the cells of those animals are defecating inside of you basically. You're rotting, you're degenerating, you're fermenting, you know, and the chemicals is coming out through your hair. That's why the hair stinks. That's why the breath stinks. That's why the armpits stink, because you are emitting the odor of the things that you are eating. If you went on a mango fast, if you ate mangoes for 2 weeks, you will be emitting the odor of mangoes. But because you are eating crabs and prawns and chicken and lamb and beef and rice and chicken and oxtail and cow's foot and chicken's foot, when it festers and rots inside of you, that's what you're gonna smell in the morning. You get me? That's what you're gonna smell at any time. You can have a shower, 30 minutes later, you can smell it again. Oh, I gotta put on some perfume to hide it. You know, I gotta use antiperspirant. All of these things is to trick you. It's to trick you, it's to make you aware. You don't realize how deep it is. It's so deep. They know that you will smell. So they know that you're going to need something called antiperspirant. That's on the shelf, ready for you. What's in the antiperspirant? More carcinogens. What's in the deodorant? More carcinogens. You're even trying to find natural scented oils to hide the smell, just in case you purificate a little bit on the bus, on the train, around your friends. So you have to put that on to mask it. But your body's supposed to emit a beautiful natural fragrance by itself. I'm not saying that you're not supposed to use natural fragrances, essential oils. I'm not saying that. You should. Everyone should. However, using it to mask a smell that you are aware of, no, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. So that's the reason why all of these, you know, people out here, they're trying to use more and more deodorants, find better deodorants and all of these things. But the real thing that you need to be doing, the only way to remove all of this sweating and purificating and all of these things, stop eating the foods that causes the smell. You're trying to address the surface. You have to go internal. You are trying to address the surface. You can't address an internal problem with an external solution. It is impossible. So the reason why you're going bald is because you're eating garbage. The sulfuric dioxide from the food you're eating is causing your hair to thin, go pale, like a dead person goes pale and dies. The hair dies, literally, passes away. Can it come back to life? Yes. Let's go into it. Let's share the screen one more time. we've always got to have solutions. Problems are just awaiting solutions. All right, hope you can see this.
Why these herbs work?
I hope you
Because
can
of
hear
a
it.
simple thing. Knowing the plants that God made. The last one is the hair food. This hair food is made from a plant from the forest of Honduras. You may have heard of the mosquito coast. In the mosquito coast lives a tribe of people known as the Waika people. I would go visit them once in a while because they do have all kind of things, knowledge with herbs. They have a lot. In fact, no one dies there by a snake bite. Not even dogs. The most poisonous snake, no way. There's this herb. It's a flower from a plant that grows like a palm. They call it batana. La flor de batana, the flower of batana. This will make the hair grow and it will give it luster. It is just the best, magnificent. It is good.
The batana or ocean oil is a natural vegetable oil that is extracted from a palm. It is used to prevent hair loss and to accelerate hair growth. It encourages the hair to grow, it nourishes it, it gives it shine, softness, and help to restore damaged hair, including hairs that have been chemically treated. It can also help with dry hair. It helps to bring out the natural tone and texture of the hair. It is also used to control dandruff, and it is also excellent for the beard. The batana oil is probably one of the best things you can use on your hair. It will nourish the hair, it will help it to grow, it will give it shine, and it will help it to flourish. So I hope you enjoy this video on the batana if you have not heard of it before. The batana is used in the Dr. Sebi hair oil.
All right, so we at Eat to Live Not to Die have went to Honduras, if you're not aware. And when we went to Honduras, this is our ETL NTD. So if you go into our YouTube and you go into our videos, you will see a video of us when we went to Usha Village. And when we went to Usha Village, we brought back some batana with us. That's the reason why we know so much about the batana. The batana can be purchased on our website at eattolivenotodie.com. This is our website, brothers and sisters. So we call our product Skin for Life, and this product contains batana and cold pressed extra virgin olive oil. Why have we mixed the two? We've mixed the two because extra virgin olive oil or olive oil is a cousin of the batana oil. They're closely related. They're shaped like each other. They actually look exactly the same, but they're just two different colors. But when they blossom, when they're ready to pluck, they look different. One is green and one is orangey, burgundish yellow. That's the batana. So it's not all oils that you can mix together. But however, the batana oil and the olive oil mixes together very well. So this product will help to grow your hair. Dr. Sebi is not joking. It's also used to remove, help to remove scars and stretch marks, because stretch marks is not natural. Stretch marks is just dehydration. You have lost the elasticity in your skin. You need to bring it back by having the right diet, drinking lots of water, and using the right oils on your skin. Full stop. Trust me. This is the only way to get rid of stretch marks. in regards to the hair, the batana goes into the scalp and it removes mucus from the scalp. That is what the batana does, and it helps to grow the hair from the blood to the root to the tip to the tip of the hair and inside of the hair itself, because you have to address the skin. That's the reason why we call it skin for life. When you're addressing the hair, you're doing it backwards. The hair is growing out of the skin, which is growing from the water, which is the blood. The water, which is the constant life giver to the strands of hair on your head. That water, being the blood, needs to be high in nutrients, needs to be high in minerals that address the hair follicles and then addressing the hair itself. So when the blood is dirty because you're eating all these animals, you know, these fish, these, you know, sweet potatoes and your rice and your beetroot and your peanuts, you know, and your Walker's Crisps and your Snickers and all your junk, and you're eating meat on top of that, and you're also eating dairy products on top of that, brothers and sisters, it's going to be very hard for you to get your hair back. It's going to be very hard to get your health back. Whatever you're battling with, people are battling with skin problems, hair problems, kidney problems. Whatever you're battling with, if you don't stop eating what you're eating and come over to this healthy side, it's not gonna look pretty for you. All right. So we also wanted to make you aware about our subscription page, brothers and sisters. This is an information hub where you can come and get information at will. If you subscribe to our subscription page, People's Package, which is on our subscription page, it will give you access to alkaline lifestyle tips and tricks, video recipes, interviews, podcasts, lectures, and documentaries, and much, much more, brothers and sisters. So when you sign up to our People's Package, you will gain access to the members only page. Okay? Now, this is the members only page here. The members only page has the recipe icon, the tips and tricks icon, the workshop icon, the podcast icon, the interview icon, the documentaries icon, and the photos icon. Now you can gain access to any one of these and watch any video that you want, but you will not be able to enter this page unless you have subscribed. So for example, let's go to podcasts. Every podcast that we've ever done is here at your will when you decide to want to watch these videos. Okay? And every 2 weeks we create a new video and we upload it. We create a new recipe video and upload it, you know, because we understand that everyone's doing different things in life, you know, everyone's got different types of responsibilities at different times. So we understand that you're not going to be able to have, you know, the time to watch things as soon as we put it out. So this is an information hub where you can come and watch anything that we put out at your convenience. Okay? I also want you to be aware of our female health event. Our female health event is going to be a live stream event, brothers and sisters. Exactly the same way that you are watching me right now and learning is exactly the same way this female health event is going to go. It's a live stream that you can watch at the comfort of your home. You can be on your laptop, on your phone, or your tablet, and you'll be able to watch our live stream female health event, brothers and sisters. Sisters, this is exactly what you need. Men, we need this as well for the sisters that don't want to listen, because there's men out there that are telling women, change your ways, and they're not listening, and vice versa. But women need to know this information. You need to empower yourselves. We are helping you to help yourself. We know that it's not easy to find the information and put it all together and make sense of it. So we have done it for you. Okay, and we're going to continue doing it for you and continue presenting you with information that has probably not seen by many females out there in the world. So please forward this and share this with anyone in your life that you feel that will benefit from it, sisters, because at the end of the day, we need you. We need you. We need you. You give birth to yourself and you give birth to us. So I know that it's quite a bit away now. This cut is on the 4th of August. It starts from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's on a Sunday. So, you know, we've tried to make it at a time where people that are overseas, that are outside of the United Kingdom, will also be able to watch it in a timely, you know, timely time, should I say. So we also wanted to let you know about our workshops. Our workshops are if you're living in the United Kingdom, London, or United Kingdom anyway, we are holding them at Source of Life. And Source of Life is a shop where you can purchase food, produce, herbs. You can have a consultation. Support them, please. They are located at number 156 Stockwell Road. And I, Brother Ekong, the founder of Eat to Live Not to Die, is doing workshops inside of the shop every Friday and every Saturday. We're keeping it small, 10 to 15 people maximum. You know, when it's small, it's intimate. We get to answer each question concisely and precisely. You know, we get to listen to everyone's story. We get to have everyone's opinion and points of views, and it's much more cozier, you know, and smaller is better. Trust me. So if you're serious about your health, I guess I'll see you there. So thank you, brothers and sisters, for this, for sharing your time, for lending me your ears, or, you know, supporting the work, whether you support it or not, whether you're just stumbling upon this video, or you've always been following us. We appreciate you. You know, without you, there is no us. We've known that for a very long time, and your support is highly appreciated. So to everyone out there, I wish you nothing but knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Food, clothing, shelter, freedom, justice, equality, love, peace, and happiness. We're definitely gonna be doing a Dr. Sebi tribute on the 26th of November. As always, we decided to call that event What Dr. Sebi Said. Okay, that's the name of the event. What Dr. Sebi Said. It's gonna be powerful. It's gonna be powerful. That's all I can say for now. So thank you for watching, brothers and sisters. Excuse me for my reading. It was a bit off key today, but nonetheless, I hope you had a beautiful session today, and I'll see you again in 2 weeks. Peace and love.